All right, Barakatah Yahweh Bashem El Shai Bashem Kokodas. Double honors to Apostle Great Millstone. And then salutations to the elect. Peace and mercy to the elect. And title of the lesson is The Lord is not dealing with stupidity. Because part of the names of this truth, or what you would call this truth, is wisdom. Scripture say, make wisdom thy kinswoman. So the word for the Greek for wisdom is Sophia. So this generation, this what do you call it? This society as a whole, but these young little kids, preteens, teens, in their 20s, hell, even people around my age or whatever, they are just gone. All right, even the older ones, man, they're gone in the head, man. All right, they're just they don't understand the things of this world. How are they going to understand the things of the scriptures, man? The deep dark sayings, man. They don't even understand, where they're at. What continent are you on? I don't know what a fucking continent is. North America, even North America. They don't even know where the fuck they're standing. Oh, anything. This is why this devil's gonna have a field day with them, man. A field day. All right. A field day. This is Proverbs 22 and Proverbs 22 and 15. Foolishness is bound in the heart of a child, but the rod of correction shall drive it away from him. Right. So foolishness is bound in the heart of a child. To be a fool is not a wise thing, man. All right. Or stupidity, man. All right. And that's really a curse. The Lord said, "What I will give you blindness and astonishment of heart, man. Madness, man. The Lord made you mad, made you dumb. All right. Like a fucking animal. All right. Just like an animal. The animal got more sense than our people. Scripture say the ox knoweth his owner and the ass his master's crib, but Israel does not know, my people do not consider. They're fine with being a bunch of dumbasses. They're fine with being a bunch of dumbasses. Half of them can't even fucking read right. This is why Esau fucks them over with their contracts, with the scriptures. Esau just has a field day with Jake. We were in slavery for so long. Now we're in the age of information. The scripture saying Daniel 12, right? Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. Yet a nigga just as dumb as he was in slavery, in so-called slavery, man. Just as dumb as he was back then. So this is Deuteronomy 28. Deuteronomy 28. And 28 says, the Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart, and thou shalt grope at noonday as the blind gropeth in darkness. Thou shalt not prosper in thy ways, and thou shalt only be oppressed, spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee. So the Lord's going to smite you with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart. All right. This is why our people are gone the way that they are, man. You know what I'm saying? They're just, there's no helping them. There's no remedy. Only this truth. It says, Jeremiah 22:4-22, it says, my people is foolish. They have not known me. They are sottish children. They have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good, they have no knowledge. A nigga know everything and anything about some evil shit. But when it comes to, you know what I'm saying, the wisdom, knowledge, understanding of this truth, hell, even the wisdom, knowledge, understanding of this world, they don't even know. Even all these people that go to college, all they do is copy, paste, get other people to do their homework for them, half-ass it on the test, barely pass, you know what I mean? Only a few are really, saying excellent and smart like that. The rest are, this is why you got so many public schools. And in the public school, they teach you shit. They teach you nothing, basically. So it's all done by design too, because Esau does not really want to educate the people anywho. Why he gives them so much pharmaceuticals and drugs and all this shit. And then the food, there's all kind of toxins and drugs that make these people stupid too. The scripture says we shall eat poison amongst the, we shall drink poison and live, and our bread will be defiled amongst the Gentiles. Okay, so our people are wise to do evil, but to do good, they have no knowledge. They asked them, who the fuck is fighting in the Civil War, man? You should know at least certain things about history, man. People think like, it's very ancient history. Well, to know the scriptures, to even understand the scriptures, you got to know some history. All right. But I was always into history, being young. I wanted to know what the fuck came before me. What happened, what I'm saying? What happened before? What, what I'm saying? I was fascinated by the shit, like, like when I was a kid, at third grade, dressed up like Alexander the Great and shit, even though he was wicked. But the point is, like, because they used to have like historical days, shit like that, blah blah. And ever since then, I was always into, like, I'm saying, the Greek stuff and stuff like that. But then they put out like Thor and all this shit and Clash of the Titans and blah blah. But the point is that the whole Greek thing, right? It all ties to the scriptures too, because you have we was in captivity under the Greeks. We was in the captivity under Alexander the Great. You know what I'm saying? We was in the captivity under the Romans. So this is all history, man. The Babylonians, the Persians, the Medes. These are historical empires that rule the earth. Because Jake does not have a king mindset. They don't have a ruling class mindset. They have the mindset of a peasant, of a fucking slave. So because this is your level of thought process is the reason why you're in the condition that you're in. So a nigger has a mindset that his grandfather before him, his father before him, a low level vibration. That's where their mind's at on things of this world. On being in the white man's society, try to prosper. Even that, that's a low level vibration. That's a low level vibration. All right. It says, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, and verse 10. It says, "For the ungodly shall be punished according to their own imaginations, which have neglected the righteous and forsaken the Lord. For whoso despiseth wisdom and nurture, he is miserable." See, if you despise wisdom, you despise knowledge, that means you're gonna be miserable. All right, because you're just a dumb brute beast. That's why people have become, brute beasts. Pursuant to the book of Jude. All right. People have become brute beasts, man. This is why 2/3 of them are going to be destroyed. Thus saith the scriptures. Thus saith the prophecy, man. All right. Verse 11 says, "For whoso despises wisdom and nurture, he shall be miserable. And there is hope, and their hope is in vain. Their labor is unfruitful, and their works are unprofitable. Their wives are foolish, and their children become wicked." Their children become wicked because you despise wisdom. All right. It says, "Their offspring is cursed. Wherefore blessed is the barren that is undefiled, which hath not known the sinful bed. She shall have the fruit in the visitation of the souls." Yeah, you're blessed because you're blessed because it says, what is it? Is it better to not have a child or for the child to be cursed? All right. Because according to the law, eventually you'd have to put that child to death because he's no good. All right. That's why the scripture say, "Desire not a generation of unprofitable children." All right. This is a generation of unprofitable children, man. All right. They're unprofitable. They're just no good. Desire says, Sirach 16:1. "For a nation to be great," that means the children have to be great. All right. They have to be instructed the right way. So look at the future generations. If this place continues, they're going to be homosexuals, lesbians, transgenders, all right, transformers. They're going to be covetous, lovers of their own selves. They're going to be blasphemers. less and less of them believe in the scriptures and the truth. You know, the more and more that go, the more these generations keep going. These so-called little black, baby black, brown babies that are born, they're all gonna be atheists, man. Because the society pushes them to be like, what I'm saying, just demonic. All right, they're gonna be fucking effeminates. All right, because the men is basically being destroyed. They're doing everything in their power to destroy the image of the man, especially the so-called black man. The Latino, Native American man. They're just destroying the image, just destroying it, everything that has to do with it, putting a woman in power. So now, if these generations continue, it's just going to be all kind of madness. This is why the Lord has to stop this thing, because Scripture say if there would be no flesh left to be saved if the Lord did not do this. There'll be no flesh left to be saved, man. In Matthew the 24th chapter. If the Lord did not intervene on our behalf, King James, Matthew 24 and 22, and it says, except those days be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. For the days are going to be shortened so that the elect could be delivered up out of here and reestablish that kingdom, the Lord's kingdom on the earth through the Lord Yahushua. That we look forward to a new heavens and a new earth, man. Wherein dwelleth righteousness, because in this place is not dwelling righteousness. It's dwelling none but evil, man. Evil and stupidity, which are basically the same thing. Because when you're stupid, you do some evil shit. You do some off-brand shit. You get people killed. You get yourself killed. You get you waste resources, time. Fucking, you ruin people's lives by being an idiot and being stupid. You ruin your own fucking life, So in Sirach 16:11 says, "Desire not a multitude of unprofitable children, neither delight in ungodly sons." Yeah, so these are a bunch of ungodly sons, man, that's running around. So you're not. The scripture say, "Don't desire a generation, a multitude of unprofitable children, or delight in ungodly sons." You can't have a delight in a son that's ungodly. Let's say you have a son, you in the truth, and your son's not in the truth. You can't have delight in him, because that means he's about to die. If he don't, if the Lord don't have mercy on him through you. But if this man makes his own decisions, he gets older and he does his own thing, and you know what I'm saying, that's on him. That means he's ungodly, man. That's an ungodly son. So you're not supposed to wish that upon your son. If you do, Lord willing, if you do the right thing, your son's probably most likely gonna end up like you, but you never know. You have them bad seeds sometimes. Now, anywho, it says, Revelation 21:1, it says, "And I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea." See, a new heaven and a new earth. That's after the destruction of America, after all these little GMO babies and all these demons are wiped away. All right, and then the rest of the heathen that are still alive are going to be taken straight into slavery. All right, they're going to be the first fruits of slavery. It says, Sirach 16:2, "Though they multiply, rejoice not in them, except the fear of the Lord be in them." So rejoice not over your son, except the fear of the Lord be in him. Because Jake, they'd be happy if their son's like some type of, professional in some type of career, but they're not. That's where they rejoice. But they should really be sad for the son, man, because the son is just a demon. He's probably a piece of shit or whatever. But as long as he has some type of money, they're saying now he's like seen in a good light because he can help the family out and shit like that. But you're not supposed to rejoice in his carnal victories, if you will, because that's after the flesh. And that's a good thing. Yeah, I'm proud of you, son, whatever. But what you should be more concerned about is his motherfucking soul. All right. Because it says right here, Sirach 16:2, "Though they multiply, rejoice not in them, except the fear of the Lord be in them." Right. It says, trust not in their life, neither respect their multitude. For one that is just is better than 1,000, and it is better to die without children than to have them that are ungodly. Yeah, because they're gonna bring a reproach onto you. It's gonna be sad. It's gonna be a fucking burden to you. Now when you have a demonic ass child, which you would wish that they would, you know what I'm saying? Now they turned against you and all this shit, right? So it's a burdensome, gruesome thing. That's why it says, is it is for one that is just is better than 1,000. Okay, King Solomon said that too in Ecclesiastes 7th chapter. Right, out of 1,000 men, I found one righteous man, only one. Um, so it says, for one that is just is better than 1,000. Better is it to die without children than to have them that are ungodly. For by one that hath understanding shall the city be replenished. What does it mean to replenish? Be brought back. Because through the elect, that's where the seed line is going to come back. Let me finish that. It says, Sirach 16:4. For by one that hath understanding shall the city be replenished, but the kindred of the wicked shall speedily become desolate. All right. So it says replenish. The city is going to be replenished, meaning Jerusalem, New Jerusalem. Because when you go here to Revelation 21:2, this is why I put it up. It says, and I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from the Most High out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. Okay, so that's the new city coming down out of the heavens. Meaning when we get delivered through the ships, we're gonna be up there in the upper atmosphere looking down to destruction. Pursuing the Revelation 15, I believe. Okay, then we'll prove that too. The sea of glass, right? Revelation 15 and 2, it says, and I saw as the word glass mingled with fire, and then I had gotten the victory over the beast and over his image and over his mark, over the number of his name, stand on the sea of glass, having the harps of the Most High. See, so that's that sea of glass, man. Right? The what you would call the firmament. And we was looking at the destruction of America. That's prophetic. Because that's how it's gonna be when you're up on them ships looking down at the destruction of this place. That's why it says in Isaiah 26:2, to come enter into my chambers, right? It says Isaiah 26:20, come my people, enter thou into thy chambers, and shut the doors about thee, and hide thyself as it were for a moment, until the indignation be overpassed. So that's in the UFO, the ships. All right. It says, for behold, the Lord cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity. The earth also shall disclose her blood, and shall no more cover her slain. So when that happens, we're gonna be in them ships. We'll be of that number. The Lord said, come my people. And when we get beamed up, it says, so yeah, that's to prove that point right there about New Jerusalem. But so it says, Ecclesiastes 16:4, for by one that hath understanding shall the city be replenished, but the kindred of the wicked shall speedily become desolate. And many such things have I seen, while my eyes and my ears have heard greater things than these. In the congregation of the ungodly shall a fire be kindled, and in the rebellious nation wrath is set on fire. So the Lord has a wrath. We just read it in Isaiah 26:21. Behold, the Lord cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity. So that has not happened. That only happened once when the Lord touched the whole earth with the flood, rain for 40 days and 40 nights, and everybody died. You understand? Because of that, only Noah and them made it, right? Because of the ark. So spiritually, that's gonna happen again, but this time it's gonna be the second death. All right. By way of the nuclear fire. That's the second death. That's going to be the second death right there. And the Revelation 20 and 14. And it says, and death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. So the lake of fire is talking about the nuclear missiles, the nuclear destruction of what they call Babylon the Great, the whore. All right. Revelation 18 and it says, verse 8, it says, therefore shall her plague come in one day, death and mourning and famine. She shall be utterly burned with fire. But strong is the Lord God who judges her, and the kings of earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her. Yeah, because America has made this place, the rest of the world, rich. The kings of the earth who committed fornication with her and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning, standing afar off, crying for the fear of her torment, saying, alas, alas, that great city, Babylon, the mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. You know, 1 hour, the judgment is going to come on this place. Literally 60 minutes. That's how long it takes the missiles to get over here, you know, from these different places where they're at, and the silos, man. And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn for her. No man buyeth their merchandise anymore. And so I said, the beast shall hate the whore and burn her with fire. And it says Revelation 17 and 16. I said 15. And he said unto me, the waters which thou sawest where the whore sitteth are peoples, multitudes, nations, and tongues. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore with the 10 horns, talking about NATO and the EU. All right. It says, because they go back to the original 10 horns, which was comprised of France, you know, Spain, which Spain is for Portugal and Spain. Then you had Great Britain, Germany, and so on and so forth. But now the 10 horns have expanded to like 27 or 28 member states, I believe. Okay, but anywho, it says, in the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, he shall hate the whore and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. You see, so the beast is going to hate the whore and burn her with fire, meaning these so-called allies of America, they're going to turn their backs on America, the NATO and the EU. America is going to be hated. It's already hated, but these nations, they're going to band together against this place. All right, but the leader of it is going to be Russia, because it says that they're going to be a guard unto the nations, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal. You know, which when you look at the history, this is why it's important to know the history. When you look at the maps, this is how you know you link it to the prophecy. And it says that the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal is going to be a guard unto the nations, which is Russia. That's Russia. Now it says Revelation 17 and 17, for the Most High hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will and to agree, and their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of the Most High shall be fulfilled. And the woman which thou sawest is that great city, which reigned over the kings of the earth. So the great city is talking about America, because who's ruling over the kings of the earth? America, not no motherfucking China. China is not ruling over the kings of the earth. Russia is not ruling over the kings of the earth. The so-called Africans are not ruling over the kings of the earth. Those sand niggas, the Arabs, they're not ruling over the kings of the earth, even though they do have a good amount of money because of the oil. Because oil is a valuable commodity. See, if we as a nation had oil, we would be very rich, just like Venezuela used to be. You know, but what happened? Esau always gets greedy paws on everything. So came up in there and tried to take the oil and destabilize the the economy of Venezuela. This is why South America is poor. South Central America, the Caribbean islands. All right, these are poor places, but it was rich in resources. That's what the word Puerto Rico means, rich port. Costa Rica means rich coast. There's a rich in minerals, oils, gold, silver, precious resources, man. Different kind of woods that are not found everywhere. Animals, animals are expensive. Flora and fauna, a lot of diversity when it comes to like fruits, vegetables, all kind of shit. Because America's known, all these people, if they have any fruits, is because they got it from over there. They got that shit from over there, man. This is why, like Colombia, they grow all so much coffee beans, shit like that, and also cocaine and all that, and weed and all that shit. That's why the Colombian cartel, so big, or was so big at the time. A lot of them drugs came from them regions, man. So Esau, wherever he goes, he takes the resources. That's how he become rich. That's how you become rich. So it says that Revelation 18. Jump over here. It says that, and the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore. The merchandise of gold, silver, precious stones, pearls, fine linen, purple, silk, scarlet, and all thine wood, and all manners of vessels of ivory, and all manners of most precious wood of brass and marble, iron, cinnamon, odors, ointments, frankincense, wine, oil, fine flour, wheat, and beasts and sheep, horses and chariots, and slaves and souls of men. You see, the key word right here, slaves. That's another commodity that they have. On top of all that, the slaves, which are all the American people, so-called American people. This is why they're not in the business of making you wise. They're in the business of making you stupid. That's why you fucking get you glued to the phone all day long. And most of the times it's with low-level things. They got you glued to your phone for, That's why all the kids are obese. Because they don't do nothing. They don't do nothing but play fucking what the eat GMO foods. It says, and the fruits that thy soul lusted after are departed from thee, and all the things which were dainty and goodly are departed from thee, and thou shalt find them no more at all. The merchants of these things which were made rich by her shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, and weeping and wailing, and saying, Alas, alas, that great city that was clothed in fine linen and purple and scarlet, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, for in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught. And every shipmaster and all the companies and ships and sailors and as many as trade by sea stood afar off. You see, so the nations are going to see the destruction of America. They're gonna bewail her, man, because the only reason they deal with America because of the commerce, man. All right, because scriptures speak about the traffic. The word traffic is really talking about business. All right, it's really dealing with business, man. It says Ezekiel 17 and verse 2, it says, Son of man, put forth a riddle and speak a parable unto the house of Israel. So this is a riddle, man. All right. Dark saying says, and say thus saith the Lord, a great eagle with great wings, long winged, full of feathers, which had diverse colors, came unto Lebanon and took the highest branch of the cedar. We're just talking about Jake. Jake is the highest branch of the cedar. All right. The feathers and all that, the great wings, the eagle is talking about America. All right. And so he crept off the top of his young twigs and carried it into a land of traffic. And he set it in a city of merchants. So this is a land of traffic, which the word traffic means the conducting of business. Because when you out and about, and you driving. Every car is a commercial vehicle because it has a price. It has a price to it. The gasoline in it, the parts. There's a contract behind that vehicle on the road. There's a contract, man. Contract with the state. Not only the contract with the state, which is the registration, but you got the contract, the binding contract with the insurance company, which is another government entity. And then you have, you know what I'm saying? You have business being transacted. People, goods are being moved from one location to another. So this is the land of traffic. All right. So the word for traffic. Yes, as a merchant, a trader. Okay, Canaan, which means a low land, the land of Canaan. This is the land of Canaan. This is the modern day. You know what I'm saying? The land of Canaan is over there in what you would call Africa. You know what I'm saying? But this is spiritually talking about America, all right? The land of merchant and traffic. Because when you read the third verse, it was talking about the great wings of the feather of the eagles, which is the eagles of America, pursuing the Deuteronomy the 20th chapter. Okay, so it says, and he also took the seed of the land and planted it in a fruitful field, and he placed it by great waters, as it were a willow tree. And it grew and became a spreading vine of a low stature, whose branches turned out around about him, and the roots thereof were underneath him. And it became a vine and brought forth branches and shot forth sprigs. And there was also another great eagle with the great wings and many feathers, and behold, his vine did bend her root towards him, and shot forth her branches towards him, that he might water it by the furrows of her plantation. Okay, so, you know, mainly going into the topic at hand. But I'm gonna jump down and just get to the point. As a matter of fact, it says the same thing here, and just to prove that this is the land of traffic, commerce, and business. More proof that this is America, right? Ezekiel 28 and verse 2. It says, "And my son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, thus saith the Lord God, because thine heart is lifted up, and because thou hast said, I am God." So this so-called white man has said he's God. All right. He put himself up as the Most High and his son by saying he was Jesus the Christ, by saying he was, you know, he's the Lord's people, calling himself the synagogue of Satan. He's the synagogue of Satan, Revelation 2 and 9. But because he's saying he's a Jew and he's not. You know? He's saying he's an Israelite, but he's not. Right. So it says, verse 2, and thou hast said, I am God. I sit in the seat of God in the midst of the seas, which are the people. Seas are the people. And yet thou art a man and not God. Thou hast set thine heart as the heart of the Most High. See, he's trying to splice the DNA and come up with like different species of animals and birds and creatures and all kind of shit, man. You know, hell, he's trying to make men have children. You know, get pregnant. All these men got pregnant. This person got this, and that. It's just madness, man. All kind of madness. Frankenstein creatures, man, being created in some fucking type of laboratory to try to create super soldiers. They go out. That's why they get the shows like The Boys and all them shows, man. You know, because these are like, you know, these are little experiments they run behind the scenes, man. You know, because Esau ain't nothing but a mad scientist, man. You know, they'd be crossing tigers and lions and bears and fucking, you know, moose and all kind of weird shit, man. Creating zebra, cheetah creatures and all kind of shit. Abominations, man. It says, I sit in the seat of God in the midst of the seas, yet thou art man and not God. Thou hast set thine heart as the heart of the Most High. Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee, right? The devil has become wise. Scripture says the children of this world are wiser than the children of light, because they got the wisdom of the left-hand side, and they have the, you know, possessions of the earth. So they go back to the records See, Esau, he got the records on our people. This is why he knows who we are as the Israelites, man. You know, this is why, you know what I'm saying, nobody else get the treatment that the so-called Negro Latino American man get. But the so-called Negro get it the worst because they're the head tribes, man. So they get hit with it hard, harder than anybody else, man. All right. Because scripture say the whole head is sick in Isaiah the first chapter. So it says Ezekiel 28:4, with thy wisdom and thine understanding thou hast gotten thee riches, and hast gotten gold and silver into the treasures, into thy treasures. By thy great wisdom and by thy traffic, see that business again, there you go. The word traffic meaning business. All right. The word traffic meaning to commerce, the business says, hast thou increased by riches, and thine heart is lifted up by thy riches. Therefore, thus saith the Lord God, because thou hast set thine heart as the heart of the Most High, behold, therefore I will bring strange upon thee the terrible of the nations, and they shall draw their swords against the beauty of thy wisdom, and they shall defile thy brightness, and they shall bring thee down to the pit, and thou shalt die the deaths of them that are slain in the midst of the sea. So yeah, man, this place is gonna be taken down because of the pride, the hubris. You know what I'm saying? For enslaving us. You know, scripture say, "He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity." Here's the patience and faith of the saints. So, you know, we're supposed to be praying on the downfall of this place, man, because this is a terrible place. So, what's the word I was looking for? All right. Oh yeah, the word for traffic. It says traffic, trade, commerce, carry on of trade, uh, transactions. Yep. People coming in, vehicles going. Yep. To make, to do. All right. So yeah. So it says verse 9. What wilt thou say before him that slayeth thee? I am God. Thou shalt be a man and no God in the hand of him that slayeth thee. The Lord is bad like that. It says, thou shalt die the deaths of the uncircumcised by the hands of strangers, for I have spoken it, saith the Lord God. Is it because you've made the earth, you defiled the earth, man. Okay, the earth is defiled. People say, I would destroy them that destroy the earth. You know, you try to destroy the planet Earth, man. And then they have the nerve to motherfucking go and try to live on Mars, some other planet, man. They'll just go and destroy that place too. But the scripture say what? He said they're bound, they can't pass. So they're not gonna get that far in order to colonize the rest of the universe or galaxy, if you will, you know. Because the only way to leave this earth is through the new bodies, man. All right. But the Lord said, in my father's house are many mansions. So, you know, this is not the only planet that we're going to be able to inhabit, even though the kingdom of heaven is going to be here on earth, you know, but we're going to be able to go other places as well, you know, because we're also going to have the new bodies, and we're going to have these ships. They're going to come deliver us, you know, and eventually, you know, you're going to get your own or whatever. That's, you know, in the kingdom. That's where they get that from the movie. They have it in like Wakanda and shit like that. They'll have like the civilization, Jake, and they're riding around flying cars, all kind of shit. You know, that's I'm looking for. It says they'll just destroy them. Hold on. I think it's Jeremiah 50:51. If I'm not mistaken. Okay, yep, Jeremiah 51:25. It says, start 24. And I will render unto Babylon and to all the inhabitants of Chaldea all their evil that they have done in Zion in your sight, saith the Lord. Behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain, which is destroying mountains of America, saith the Lord, which destroys all the earth. And I will stretch out my hand upon thee and roll thee down from the rocks, and I will make thee a burnt mountain. Uh, the Lord's gonna destroy America and make it a burnt mountain, a burnt government, a burnt society. It says, let me jump down. Verse 33 says, For thus saith the Lord, the God of Israel, the daughter of Babylon. This is the daughter of Babylon, not the ancient Babylon, but the daughter of Babylon. That's another term, which we just read it here in Revelation 18. Another term for America. All right, Revelation 18. It says, verse 2, and he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. Yeah, that's what this place is going to be after the destruction. So Babylon the Great is talking about the daughter of Babylon, America. It's not going to say America in the scriptures. If not, the so-called white man would have done everything to destroy it, ban it everywhere, burn it, make it a crime to have it. Just like the book of Eli. The book of Eli, in the movie The Book of Eli, Denzel had the book, and everybody was trying to kill him for the book. It says, the daughter of Babylon is like a threshing floor. It is time to thresh her yet a little while, and the time of her harvest shall come. Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, had devoured me, and he had crushed me. He hath made an empty vessel. He hath swallowed me up like a dragon. He hath filled his belly with my delicates, and he hath cast me out. The violence done to me and to my flesh shall be upon Babylon. Shall the inhabitants of Zion say, my blood shall, and my blood upon the inhabitants of Chaldea? Shall Jerusalem say, therefore thus saith the Lord, behold, I will plead thy cause and take vengeance for thee, and I will dry up her sea and make her springs dry. And Babylon shall become heaps, a dwelling place for dragons, and astonishment and a hissing without an inhabitant. And they shall roar together like lions, they shall yell as lions' whelps. You see? And their heat will I make their feast, and I'll make them drunken, that they may rejoice and sleep a perpetual sleep and not wake, saith the Lord. And I'll bring them down like the lambs to the slaughter, like rams, like he goats. You see? It says, verse 43, her cities are as a desolation, a dry land and a wilderness. What's going to make this place a dry land? The missiles. It's going to turn like to a desert. This is why it will behoove you to not be an idiot and come back to the knowledge, truth, and understanding, so that you may escape the coming of the Lord Yahushua. It says that in I think that's commandment of life. The knowledge of this understanding is the commandment of life. Since Iraq, I think it's 16 somewhere. I'll look for it in a minute. Okay. Because this truth is going to be the thing that help you escape from the coming destruction. Because Iraq 19, not 16. 19 and 18. The fear of the Lord is the first step to be accepted of him, and wisdom obtaineth his love. That the knowledge of the commandments of the Lord is the doctrine of life. And they that do these things that please him shall receive the fruit of the immortality. And the fear of the Lord is all wisdom. And in all wisdom is the performance of the law and the knowledge of his omnipotence. So the wisdom is what's going to keep you, alive in these times, man. The wisdom, the understanding. Says Isaiah 33:6, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time and strength of thy salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. You know, because that's the reason why these people are gonna die, because their stupidity, their sin, you know, and the fact that the Lord has rejected them. Man. The Lord has rejected these people. Man. Okay, that's why he said that in the congregation of the ungodly he has kindled the fire, man, and that he blinded their eyes so they could not see, ears that they could not hear. What did the Lord tell his disciples? Blessed are your ears, man. All right. Matthew 13 and 14 says, and this is the fulfillment of the prophecy of Isaiah, which saith, by hearing ye shall hear and shall not understand, and seeing ye shall see and not perceive. Okay. It says, for this people, ears, so like a heart is waxed gross, and their ears are dull of hearing. Their eyes have closed, lest at any time they should see with their eyes and hear with their ears and should understand with their heart and should be converted, which means to come back to the truth. Con with and truth of vert or veritas, which means truth. Come back to the truth. There's a compound word. It says, and I shall heal them, but blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. For verily I say unto you that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear and have not heard them. All right. So this truth is not for everybody, because the Lord said that certain of our people will not get it. Not all of Israel is of Israel, man. They can't get it. That's why the scripture say, cast not your pearls before the swine, because they're not going to get it. Matthew 7:6, give not that which is holy unto the dogs, neither cast ye your pearls before the swine, lest they trample them under their feet and turn again and rent you. Right? Because the Lord said it. He's not all of Israel is Israel. Romans 11. And verse 2, it says, start at 1, and I say then, had the Most High cast away his people? The Most High forbid. For I also am an Israelite of the tribe of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin. The Most High has not cast away his people, which he foreknew. See, so the Apostle Paul was a Benjaminite. You know, what ye not what the scripture say of Elias, which is Elijah, how he'd make an intercession to the Most High against Israel, saying, Lord, they have killed thy prophets and dig down thy altars. I am left alone, and they seek my life. What saith the answers of the Most High unto them? I reserved to myself 7,000 men who have not bowed beneath the image of Baal. Yeah, that's the elect. Right. It says, even so then, at this present time, also there is a remnant according to the election of grace. And if by grace, then is no more works, otherwise grace is no more grace. But if it be of works, then it is no more grace, otherwise work is no more work. What then Israel? Israel have not obtained that which it seeketh for. But the election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded. The election have obtained it, and the rest will be blinded. This is why these people are as dumb as they fucking are, you know. It says, Proverbs 6:23, for the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light, and reproofs of instruction are the way of life. Whew. It says, Romans 11:8, as is written, the Most High hath given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear unto this day. And David said, let their table be made a snare and a trap and a stumbling block and a recompense unto them. Yeah, it's true. King David said, let this truth be that's what the table is. This truth has become a snare, a trap, a stumbling block unto our people. Because they get this truth, and then they reject it most of the time, or they fall out, and then when they fall out, that's death. All right. So King David prayed against the 2/3 of our people, because even back then our people were evil and wicked, man. In King David's time, they were rebellious. You know, this is why he had to pray against them, like, Lord, fuck these niggas, man. That's what we say, man. Fuck you. You know, they're worse than the heathen. You know, those people are just through. You know? There's nothing you can do for them. Stiff-necked and rebellious, man. Proud and boasters. Love. What does Scripture say? Man shall be lover of themselves more than lovers of the Most High. You know. So this is exactly why King David prayed against the asses. 2 Timothy 3:2. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, and unholy. And when you're unholy, that means you're outside of the temple. That's what the word profane means, outside the temple, unholy. Without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good. Scripture say, he that departed from evil, make himself a prey. They're traitors, right? That's why they despise you. Traitors, high-heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures, more than lovers of the Most High. Okay? Having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof, from such turn away. You gotta turn away from individuals such as this, man. Because first verse said what? In the last days, perilous times shall come, which mean dangerous times, man. You say, trust not in every brother, or every brother will utterly supplant, right? Because Jake is what? A supplanter by nature. Yeah. They say, it says, Jeremiah 9:2, it says, oh, that I have in the wilderness a lodging place of wayfaring men, that I might leave my people and go from them, for they be all adulterers. This Jeremiah talking, said, all my people are a bunch of niggas, man. You know, I don't even be around these fuckers, man. Adulterers, assembly of treacherous men, you see? And they bend their tongues like the bow for lies. They are not valiant for the truth upon the earth, for they proceed from evil to evil. They know me not. Meaning, I don't have nothing to do with these people, man. These people are wicked. That's how we be feeling around Jake, man. These people are evil, man. They got a dark fucking cloud energy around them. They're just unhealthy. They're not good. They're no good. You turn around, nigga. Where's my wallet? You know, where's my? You know what I'm saying? They're looking at you, scoping you out, trying to talk shit. Who is this nigga? You know, they're just wicked, man. They're just wicked. Jake is just evil, man. They're trying to see how they can get into your head so they can, you know, try to get one up on you, find out some information, you know. Like, what does your dad do? What does this do? What does this person do? What is this? You know, and they're all trying to, and then it's not out of, you know, then you need them for something. Then they, you know, what I'm saying, they're just wicked, man. They're using you. They're not, you know, what I'm saying, they might lie, tell you, white lie, you know, try to come up on you, you know, call you or only call you when they need you, you know, treacherous, man. You know, they don't have their best interest, your best interest at heart. They just have, like, you know what I'm saying, their own ulterior motives. You know, once you're not good for them, fuck you, you know. Once you can't do nothing for them, right? Because they're interested, they're only interested in themselves. We just read it. Lovers of their own selves. More than lovers of God, or the Most High, man. In 2 Timothy, the 2nd chapter, men shall be lovers of their own selves. Boasters. Every time you fucking talk to them, nah, I'm doing this. I'm going here, I'm going there. I did this. I bought this car. Did this. I did that. They're boasting of themselves, talking about their fucking selves, man. You know? Yeah, look at this. Look at what I did. Look at this. They're showing you all these pictures, doing all this shit. You know? Boasting. What they got. Hey, look. You know, they might have got a new car. They got to show it to you front and center. You know, they can't just, you know, or they see you pulling off, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, I've been doing all right, whatever. Now they got to throw it in your face or try to prove that they're doing better than you. Shit like that, man. Because proud, the next word is proud. Blasphemous, they don't believe in the truth. That's what blasphemy. All right? Blasphemers, atheists, all kind of shit, man. They come up and get out that Bible stuff. That's weird. Nobody believes in that. And they might be, it's, you know, it says disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy. They're unthankful and they're unholy. Without natural affection, no love for their own brothers or sisters. You know, Truce breakers. You make a covenant with your brother and shit. He don't hold up his end of the bargain. That's truce breaker, man. You know, like I'm gonna pay you this money on this day. You know, that's truce breaking, man. You know, that's some truth. That's a truth breaking. That's some truth breaking shit. You know, if you make an agreement, you got to keep your end of the bargain, man. Okay, that's an ancient custom, man. That's an ancient custom. So it says, false accusers. Oh, the scriptures speak about bearing false witness on somebody. Jake be false accusing a lot of the times, for money or just to ruin the other person's reputation or life. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's wicked, man. That's false accusing right there. Scriptures speak about false witness, bearing false witness. Okay. Matter of fact, I shall not bear false witness, man. That's a lie. But then if the land fell to lies, there would be no truth, man. And then the society would just not work. Everybody's sitting there lying and shit. You know? That's a sin. It says Exodus 20:16, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor, man. That's a false accuser. Proverbs 16 and 9, 16. These things doth the Lord hate, yes, 7 are an abomination unto him. A proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood, and a heart that deviseth wicked imaginations, feet that be swift into run into mischief, a false witness that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord among his brethren. That's wicked. That's a wicked deed, man. It says Revelation 21:8, but the fearful and unbelieving and abominable and murderers and whoremongers and sorcerers and idolaters and all liars shall have their part in the lake of fire, which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. That's the second death, man. All right. The destruction of, so you're going to be burnt up, man. You're going to be left right here. All right. It's not a small thing, man. Proverbs 19:5, a false witness shall not be unpunished, and he that speaketh lies shall not escape. Shall not escape what? The second death. Yeah. Shall not escape the second death, man. So yeah, man, I believe that would do it for this lesson. Through the Spirit. The Lord one is edifying to the very elect. But yeah, I don't say Kahala and Lai, how about yeah, we're not supposed to be, stupid, all right, in this thing, man. The Lord said we're the best people on the earth. We're supposed to be on a level of wisdom. Of wisdom, man. This is just pathetic. Our people are dumb, dumber than a damn animal or ox. So that's why we teach the word, so they could be wise unto salvation, unto life. It says in Psalms 90 and verse 12, so teach us to number our days that we may apply our hearts unto wisdom. See? You're supposed to apply your heart unto wisdom. Apply your heart unto wisdom, man. Psalms 110, 111, and verse 10, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. A good understanding have all they that do his commandments, and his praise endureth forever. See, so you have a good understanding in order to keep the Lord's commandments, man. And that's the way of life. Not being a faggot, all right, in this society. All right. Because that's what you are when you're outside this truth. All I'm just saying, man. You know, that's death. All right, that's death, man. Yeah. It says Proverbs 2:10, when wisdom entereth into thine heart, and knowledge is pleasant unto thy soul, discretion shall preserve thee, and understanding shall keep thee. Okay? To deliver thee from the evil, the way of the evil man, from the man that speaketh forward things, the ways of this world, man. All right, which this evil proceeds mainly from the so-called white man. All right, this Edomite. All right, he's the one that's pushing the philosophies, the understanding of evil. You know, he's he's pushing all kind of evil and madness. All right. Okay, so it says to deliver you from the way of the evil man, and from the man to speak that speaketh forward things, who leave the paths of uprightness to walk in the ways of darkness, who rejoice to do evil and delight in the forwardness of the wicked, whose ways are crooked, and they're forward in their paths, to deliver thee from the strange woman, even from the stranger which flattereth with her words. All right. Look at what the scriptures are going to deliver you from the strange woman, right? Because you're not going to be swept up by by being simple. Because now you wise unto salvation, man. You know, so a nigga can't deceive you. You know, you won't be deceived by this world, or by your family, or no women or no shit like that. You know, bitch come to you talking about something, baby, you should be a fucking you should be this and you should be that, and then you follow her right to death. You know, that's what happened to King Solomon, man. That's why King Solomon had to find out the hard way. You know, because he let the pussy get him weak, so he started building temples to these other idols and gods, and that's why he got that's why another reason why he had to come back and die as the Yahushua. Another reason, all right, because the Lord Yahushua and Solomon are the same people. Okay, now it says verse 17, which forsake the guide of her youth, which forget the covenant of her God. For her house inclineth unto death, and her paths unto the dead. None that go unto her return again, neither take they hold of the paths of life, that thou mightest walk in the way of good men, and keep the paths of the righteous. For the upright shall dwell in the land, and the perfect shall remain in it. But the wicked shall be cut from the earth, and the transgressor shall be rooted up out of it. You know, so it'll be in your best interest to use the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of this truth. You know, which is the lamp, the law of the law of light, in order to live. All right. The scripture say, "What? Choose this day life, man." You know. All right. Deuteronomy 30 and 15. See, I have set before thee this day life and death, life and good, and death and evil. And that I command thee this day to love the Lord thy God, to walk in his commandments, all his ways, to keep his commandments and his statutes and his judgments, that thou mightest live and be multiplied. And the Lord thy God shall bless thee in the land whither thou goest to possess it. But if thine heart turn away, so shalt thou, so that thou wilt not hear, so shalt thou be drawn away and worship other gods and serve them. I denounce unto you this day that ye shall surely perish, and that ye shall not prolong your days upon the land whither thou passest over Jordan to go to possess it. And I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore choose life, that thou and thy seed may live, that thou mayest love the Lord thy God, and that thou mayest obey his voice, and that thou mayest cleave unto him. For he is thy life, and the length of thy days, that thou mightest dwell in the land which the Lord sware unto thy fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to give unto them. All right. So yeah, the Lord said, therefore choose thee life. But if you're a dumb fuck, you're gonna choose death. But hey, that's on you. All right. And that means you're part of the 2/3 club. All right, which we speak about very adamantly with the world. But you know, close it out with part 623. Says, but the commandment is a lamp, and the law is a light, and reproofs of instruction are the way of life. All right. So, hey, with that, I want to say, Call Halayim La, how Shem Ashai, Shem Kakodash once again. And yeah, be on to the next one. All right. Shalom.